This is a time where we really need to tune into our own inner wisdom, our own knowing. Because on the outside world, in the old earth that is rapidly crumbling and moving into its swan song, there is so much information and disinformation flying around right now from every side. You know, many people mistrust the mainstream media. Many people mistrust the alternative medias. There's so many people who are well-known channelers who are bringing through loads of information, and many people just believe it because they respect these people. But I'd say question it all. We're moving through a time on this planet where the kind of the Neptunian fourth dimensional energies of illusion and multidimensionality are so strong that anytime we put our faith in any external authority, it's shaky. So you have your own authority. You have your own knowing. And this is a time to claim fully trusting it in this very sacred moment. I claim my own knowing. I claim the knowing of my own heart, my own soul. Right now. It may not come in words or anything like that. It's just a knowing. It's a feeling. However it is you perceive it. And one part of this knowing is that you are a light worker. And that's a very big thing. That's a big deal. That's not just some kind of tendency or some kind of label that's been put out as a nicety. Light workers are very specific beings who have made a very deep commitment to serve this planet, to bring the light, to bring the higher light that is your true Christ self. And in that part of us is totally pure and undefiled. And one thing I really want to share, I just read this in some information that I was given a few days ago, and it's very well put. It's that if you're feeling a lot of wobbly parts of yourself, or parts that do feel defiled or corrupted, or just having a hard time or struggling with parts of your own shadow self, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Because even if an iota of yourself is focusing on pure love, is acknowledging your true self, that's amazing. Considering the times we're in right now, considering what's going on, what kind of stuff is flying around this planet on so many levels of energy and communication. If just even a small part of you is feeling committed to love, committing to service, being the light, that's awesome. So please take that in. If you've had any sense of self-judgment for yourself, or feeling like you're failing or not holding a good enough space, doesn't matter. It's going to change. It's going to change where it'll become a lot easier for us to wholeheartedly, in our whole body and whole mind, feel that light. But right now, just be with whatever part of you is able to feel that light and bring it through. One thing that light workers are able to do, and that we do, is transmission of pure frequencies of love and light. When I say pure, I need to say a bit of explanation about that. The human race is in a deeply fallen state and has been for quite a while. That means that what seems normal to us is not normal. Like what we just consider it normal that governments or organizations are corrupt. It just seems like goes without saying. It always is. Our spiritual leaders that get to powerful levels almost always have some kind of fall from grace and end up sleeping with half their students or what. We're just used to these things. They're getting on an ego trip. People that have a lot of money, you almost expect that it's going to go to their head. Whatever the case is, that seems normal to us. Or it seems normal that it's hard to meditate, hard to focus our minds because there's so much chatter going on. This is not normal. In your heart, you know it's normal. Just bring that in right now, the real normal. So one thing that you are able to do because you're a light worker is you can tap into a pure source that's beyond the entire fallen planet, and there's even aspects of our whole universe that have been corrupted in some ways. Whatever that is, it doesn't matter. There's a place beyond all that where that's totally pure, trustable, infinite source of love and light. So here's the opportunity. You know how to do this. Just simply acknowledge that you do know, and be a transmitter. Just let your transmission from that purest place just flow through you right now. Express. From your own inner authority, from your own inner connection to what is pure and what is perfect. And by the way, you've been able to maintain that throughout your entire lifetime, even the times you thought you were, completely lost, or any times you felt you were so, whatever you judged. This part has never gone away. It's never become defiled, because it can't be. It's impossible. You might call this your transmission. It's an aspect of your superpower. And it's just here. It doesn't take efforting. In fact, the less efforting we do, the more easily it can just do its job. So, I'm going to guide us through some ways of directing this light, and just follow your own authority as you listen, as you do this. First of all, there's the great power that Master Jesus talked about. When two or more are gathered in my name, there I am also. And I think it's pretty clear to most of us that when he said, in my name, the name wasn't Jesus or Jeshua or some human being. It's the name of infinite source. I am presence. You might call it the true thing that really we call God or divine. That's what we're gathering in. So when two or more are gathered in that, there I am also. Incredible, boundless power, light, love, intelligence is there also. That's what that means. Limitless grace is there also. So we are doing that now. Geographical distance is totally meaningless to this, so we have definitely the qualifier two or more. And so let's just tap into that grid work of this group, our higher self, and just feel the amplification right now. Yeah, here it goes. Just love on each other. Just let your love flow to every other person who's here on this transmission. And take in the love. You're worthy of taking in boundless love. I am worthy and deserving of taking in boundless love, so take it in also. And now there's sacred spots all over the surface of the earth. And while many people have tried to tap into them for questionable or sometimes even dark purposes, they're still there in their purity. So imagine a grid work connecting all surfaces of the earth, every sacred spot, creating a grid work of light. And let's connect with that also, the hum of Mother Earth, the frequency of this beautiful earth. Let go of all limitation. We're exercising our quality control here, just demanding it's only the highest, purest light that we are now tapping into. And by demanding that, that's what you get. Now, imagine in front of you the earth. Just see that the globe of the earth, just slightly tilted on its axis, gorgeous, just with the brown continents. You see the mountains in some places, the blue oceans, the ice on the poles, and clouds floating over the surface of that beautiful earth, and the background are stars and galaxies, or however you wish to see it. And just see that here's this earth in front of you, and by calling it, it's definitely there. And I am the commanding power of the light, of the crystal treasure, filling and encompassing this earth, completely surrounding the earth, completely filling the earth. Any beings that live inside the earth are also encompassed to this. or that are up in the air. I am the commanding power of the violet transmuting flame, the cosmic violet fire, filling and surrounding the earth, filling the earth. All life being filled by this violet flame and this crystal treasure. If there's any other form of light or vibrations that you're aware of, just bring that in also. That is of the highest. Every human being on this earth presented with this light. I am opening the crystal treasure golden timeline in front of every human being. And you have the free will choice to simply say yes and walk into it right now and bypass a whole lot of drama, ups and downs, struggles, and just step into it right now, where there is no polarity. I am bringing the groundedness of Mother Earth up beneath your feet. From your free will choice, you may now choose to anchor into that and let go of all the stress and crazy making stuff going on in your mind or emotions. Just ground, soothe. So transmitters, just bring through your transmission. Just trust yourself. Everybody here has one or more superpowers, which is the way your divine transmission, it's certain talents or abilities that just you do so well without really trying very much. So again, you can call upon your superpower, even if you're not sure what it is, just to serve right now at this time. And now I'm seeing that Earth in front of me rotating so that the United States of America is facing. And I invite you to join with me to focus on the United States of America right now. To see that golden light, that crystal treasure, and the violet flame blazing through this country, filling every part of this country, all the people, with a tremendous focus on Washington, D.C., the state capitals in all 50 states, the hearts and minds of people who are in polarity, rage, anger, violent intentions, misinformation intentions, abusive intentions of any kind. The truth is that the biggest dark timeline, the biggest dark energy that has been oppressing and torturing the human race has already been removed. All the U.S. territories include not just the 50 states, and all people who are Americans who are at this time in other countries. But basically, we're not excluding the rest of the world, just putting a focus on this country right now. The healing of this. This country has the dispensation from the Ascended Masters to be a leader of light and democracy and freedom, and has served that way in some ways, but it's been very incomplete, and there's been so much other stuff going on too. I believe, from what I've heard, that the people called the Founding Fathers who wrote the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, some of them were overshadowed, overlighted by these masters. And they also used the Iroquois Constitution of the Iroquois Native American tribe, which is very inspired. So there was a high vision. Even though they were slave owners and had so many inconsistencies, they brought through a very high vision of freedom and liberty at that time. That's never been fully fulfilled for all people. And right now at this time, we have a timeline in front of us where we can step into the fulfillment, a greater fulfillment of that timeline of freedom and liberty and being a beacon to the world that was set in motion back in the 1700s. There's also other possibilities where we could create more mayhem and violence and have, all kinds of things happen that could create more suffering. But right now we're choosing. Even though the biggest part of the dark energy has been taken out, it's still up to us what thoughts and energies we put out. So I'm just going to be silent now for 2 or 3 minutes, and I just welcome you to be that person of transmission that you are, of your highest light, your greatest love, your superpower.